can rub it all in our hands and then come over here.
Because my hands is also ashy.
Bet we should have an anniversary edition and got a ring on the first.
I thought about that when I came downstairs, but you don't have to have a ring on to be married.
I live here.
You need a fan on?
I'll be out.
Okay. Hey, what did I hit record? Shit. It is recording. Okay. Okay, welcome back to the Gathousefitness channel. My name is Janet Gathers, also known as She Gathers Wellness, and this is Preston Gathers, also known as Mr. GatHouse, also known as Dark Bruce Wayne on Instagram.
Yeah, check me out.
It's private. You can tell people to check you out. Anyways, I posted some pictures on my personal Facebook and my public Instagram for questions for our anniversary video, and we have
that many?
It's only 15. I don't think that's a lot.
It's an insane amount. Go ahead.
It's not. So anyways, we're gonna answer these questions. How
old were we when we met?
I was thinking if I just gave a quick synopsis of how we met, it would answer like the first.
Just follow.
Okay, so how old were we when we met?
I was 15.
And how old was I?
That didn't say how old was she and he. I'm 15. How old were you?
You can answer for both of us, Jamarcus.
She was 14. We was in high school.
Where did we meet?
In high school. Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Fort Campbell on the map.
Where did I actually meet you though? Like when's the first time
We told them already. Your mom was trying to set you up. But I don't know when you actually first met me. I can't remember that part.
Me either. Okay, how long have we been together? Since, I was about to say 2007, that is incorrect. Since November 1st of 1999, in 10th grade, is when we started dating.
So this November will be
21 years
21
together.
years.
So, over half our lives, because I'll be 36 in November, he's already 36, and we've been together 21 years, so that's a long time. How long did we date before we were married?
We started dating in 99.
And got married in 2007.
So 8 years.
8 years.
Almost 8 years, because we got married September the 1st of 2007. So we didn't get to November the 1st.
So it was like 7 years and 3/4.
7 years and like
No,
10 months.
Is it? That's a little over 3/4.
Yeah.
Oh, mathematician facing. Anyways, when did each of you know that the other one was the one? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because we went to high school together, and then we chose to go to our respective colleges. So I was in college. I was at College of Charleston.
Right, and I was at North Carolina Central.
Yeah, and then we decided to transfer to the same school, so we went to Savannah State, HBCU.
So is NCCU. You one went to College of Charleston the first year. I went to 2 HBCUs.
Okay. And then, we got to Savannah State, and
I think I would say probably like in junior year, because I remember telling you at some point in junior year that you weren't allowed to propose to me until I was about to graduate, because I didn't want to think about planning a wedding.
Okay.
So I guess I felt that at some point it was going to happen, but I could not be distracted because we know Janet had to graduate. That was the focus.
Sure. So if that was junior year, and we graduated 06, so that would have been 05, and we got 99, so 6 years right there. Yeah, that's
how do we handle things when they get stressful? Do you have some stress tips for couples? I think I already know what you're gonna say.
What I'm saying?
Communication.
You do. You gotta talk about everything. You really do. Good, bad, and indifferent. That's That's got to be a goal, man.
I feel like also though, like, one, you have to realize that you're not always going to agree on everything. Like, you're not meant to, like, no two people are the same, so you're not going to see everything exactly the same. So you have to know that. But when you're dealing with stressful situations, I feel like as a couple, you got to have, like, a foundation. So for us, that would be, like, God, the creator. You got to have, like, something to ground you out type. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to have, like, respect within it because, I mean, we haven't had, like, stuff between us, but we've had stuff that has happened in the world that has affected us.
Yeah, that's what I was getting into, like, the outside elements of me working. I mean, when she was working a corporate job, and then her coming over to running her own business, and she'll be like, well, things aren't going the way they should, business isn't picking up the way it is, or, you know, I'm working for a corporate job, and you know, you got bosses and co-workers and all that kind of stuff and deadlines and stuff to meet, so that stuff will kind of stress you out. But, I mean, you still come home and we hash it out. Because half the time she said, well, how was work? And I said, you know, work is work. I don't really want to talk about work afterwards. But there's sometimes when I come in and she'll give me like that 15-minute buffer, like, air it out, and then we're done. So, you know, you say, you know, whatever, and just to get it off your chest, and then you move on. I mean, and then we get into, we set intentions and affirmations, and we do meditation, and we zen out and we zone out all the time. So I mean, beginning of the day, at the end of the night, before we lay down, so we rehash, and you can't keep all that stuff bottled up. So whatever it is, whatever your stress relief may be. You know, exercising, I don't want to say like eating, like stress eating and stuff, but, you know, if you have
need a
that,
treat every now and then.
Yeah, that significant other, then, I mean, y'all should be able to bounce stuff off each other and air out grievances and whatever is going on in this crazy world of ours, and you move on. There's no need to take that to bed.
And then within the couple, I feel like you have to not want to argue. Like, some people like to argue, some people like to debate. Like Preston and I, we aren't debaters. Like, if I'm right, I don't feel like I need to prove to you that I'm right. I figure like you'll figure it out at some point, and if he's right, he's not gonna sit there and try to nail into me that he's right and how I'm supposed to see it. Like, okay. Like, so that's also something else. Like, we are not argumentative people. So we don't argue because I don't have the energy to argue. So if, like I said, if I'm wrong, at some point I'll figure it out. And if I'm right, I'm not going to sit here and try to make you think I'm right. Because I'm like, well, I know I'm right. You'll figure it out.
But even when I'm wrong, there was a possibility that I could have been right. Therefore, you could be right wrong.
That is incorrect. Next question.
Wow. 3
components to a happy and strong relationship.
Communication.
I need to say communication. I also say trust, and I would say respect. Are those your same 3? Or you got something else?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you don't respect somebody, there's a lot of things you would do and say, and you'll handle things in a way that you would not do if you respected the person. And then a lot of things would not also happen if the persons or peoples, whatever, trusted each other. And then also a lot of things wouldn't happen if people just talked. Like, some things get misconstrued because you assume someone feels or thinks a certain thing, but you didn't talk it out. And also, when you talk things out, you have to make sure that the other person is understanding it the way that you mean it, especially between men and women, because we think 2 different ways. So, so you can say the exact same thing and it not mean the same thing. Because, like, sometimes, like, you'll say something, I'll be like, absolutely incorrect.
Bro, that'd be like every day.
I'd be like, absolutely incorrect.
But even when I was wrong, I could have been right.
Wow. Okay. What question am I on?
How did we become way too cute?
And I know we put Val type that.
My mom and daddy. That's how I became cute and cute.
I'm gonna say God and thank you. And then of course good gene. But
yeah, make sure you get some Levi's or some Bugle Boys.
I wasn't talking about them jeans, and nobody's wearing. Where would one even buy Bugle Boy? Is it Bugle or Beagle? Bugle.
It ain't Beagle. That's a dog. See?
That ain't his
she
name.
Wrong. That ain't his name. Inside joke. Ask one of them.
That ain't his name? Okay, sorry. Happiest memory together.
That's loaded. That could be a lot of stuff for me. Graduating together. I mean, we didn't walk at the same time and everything. Like, because her name was Savage at the time, mine was Gavin.
I'm Savage.
You know, like graduating together. I mean, getting married. First year honeymoon. Any vacation. We went to the Bahamas for like 10, 11 days with some family.
Buying the first house.
Buying our first house. Buying her first car. My car. I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot of milestones.
I just think about with the first house, how we lost the first house, and the first house is actually the second house.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, a lot of happy memories and out
moving
there.
To Florida.
So, yeah, moving to Florida. That was a fantastic. That was more of a decision, but it was a happy decision that is creating even happier memories.
Right.
So, biggest accomplishment together, being together this
Facts,
long.
because that don't happen.
to actually be together 21 years, 13 years of marriage, or the numbers I know, 13 years, yeah. And
I didn't actually think we would make it until like December when we started dating or talking or whatever we called it when we was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at all. Then it was like, where did you, I think you and your family went away for Christmas.
Probably.
Yeah, so we started dating November 1st, and then they were leaving for like Christmas, and I remember I was sick. I was so upset that you were leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my goodness, what is this? And that was only like 45 days in.
For a military kid that's been everywhere now.
Right, yeah.
So
I was upset.
That's the biggest accomplishment, man. And we're looking for more. I think the next biggest accomplishment will be like we trying to start date for 2022. We're going to be moving to either an island that we're going to purchase,
or probably St. Croix.
St. Croix, the Virgin Islands.
Somewhere in the Caribbean. That'll be a great
the
accomplishment.
next.
And then opening all of our
A
things.
wellness institute for. It's a lot of stuff that goes into that, but I ain't give y'all all that. I ain't give you all that. Some people don't pray on your downfalls.
Okay.
Just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. What is something that we always agree on? I don't think anybody always agrees on anything, to be honest.
Exercise is good for the body.
Yeah, but we don't even like. So we could like if you want to split hairs, like we agree that movement of the body is good, but you don't do the same workouts that I do, so.
That our dog is actually your dog.
I don't agree on that. Mandy be cuddled up with you.
No.
And people follow. That. I don't post many things on Snap, but most of my snaps are of him and Mandy.
Yeah, we always agree that our family as a whole is a mess. Like not a mess. Where everybody's got stuff going on, but like just funny and how.
Yeah, they are a slew of comedians.
How our parents just gelled together.
Yeah, they're best friends.
My sister and her husband and their side of the family, and like all my cousins and all of her cousins and stuff. It's like we can get together, and it's just it's funny. It's a blessing to actually be able to get together and not be family feud and all that kind of stuff.
Stomach will be hurting the next day from laughing so
we
hard.
can agree on that. We got a cool family.
Yes. And side note, Sharita Gathers, Preston's baby sister, hated me when we started dating. We would get off the school bus, she would be waiting at the sign at Sergeant Major Village like, Mama said we got to come home right after we get off the bus. And I'd be like, dang.
But at that, and then me and my sister, we are tight, will forever be tight, but all the moving that we did, like being military kids, if mom wasn't getting orders or something to move somewhere, then dad might have been. So there were many times where our rooms and stuff were packed up. Not really that you were disconnecting from friends, but you were getting ready to PCS, so you would be out of school for that week or whatever, and you had already said your goodbyes, but a lot of moving and stuff, it was just me and her, and sitting in the next place that we were getting ready to go to or whatever. So we were always tight. So when I got to high school, and I mean she's 4 years behind me, so I'm in 10th grade. She's in like 6 or 7. I mean, we had a conversation. You're not losing your brother, but he has a girlfriend now and stuff like that. So it was dicey, but look at us now.
Yeah, she was not having it. That's my homie now. Mm-hmm. Her and my baby sister both walked down the aisle at our wedding with their flowers over their face because they was crying so hard. So, what is something that we always disagree on?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something, like even like some food or something. Like, I mean, I say something that's like banging, like no. I don't know. That'd be something we have to like edit the video later on or put a little note. I'm like, you know what? No, I don't think about it.
I mean, but we don't eat the same way. I mean, we're both vegan, but we don't eat the same style of vegan. But that's not a disagreement. That's just preference. Mm-hmm.
Right.
IDK. Biggest lesson learned as a couple. I don't know. The world has whooped our ass. We don't post all our business on Facebook and Instagram and all that, but man, sometimes you gotta ruck up and be there for each other because shit be coming.
I guess if we wanted to have something,
my feet cold.
The biggest lesson learned would be that the relationship is not always going to be 50-50. There's some days where you might be pulling 90 and she only can give you 10, but there has to be a mutual agreement and a mutual respect. Because there's some days when I come home and she's worked all day, and just because I have a corporate job and I come home and we ain't decided on dinner yet, not saying the expectation is that she's got to have dinner or taking care of the dog or kid or or even the dishes or whatever, I don't know, putting the trash out there. So there's some days where the other one just ain't got it, and you pick it up and you go at it, and ain't no need in being complaining and griping and stuff like that, because when you off your game for the day or you just ain't feeling it, that's gonna pick up. So it's never 50-50. I mean, you can't. There's rare instances where it's gonna be equal or whatever, but I mean, I get on her more so because I mean, a lot of they say with marriages and stuff like that, like finances and stuff like, and kids are something that can put stress and strain on a relationship. But like there's some days where she's like, I don't feel like I did anything to build a brand and push the brand forward together today. And if I'm not doing something, then I'm not making money and all that kind of stuff. But so you need a day off sometime. I know people that work a corporate job and go in and don't do anything. They are getting paid.
That's the difference between a corporate job. There we go.
You can't beat yourself up about it because on that day I'm pulling away in terms of paying some bill or something like that. That's not how that goes. And if that's how we thinking, it's very skewed, and that's not going to be a good look long term.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that's the difference between corporate jobs and working for yourself. Because a corporate job, you can go in there and sham your ass off. Long as you have whatever you need due to people who it need to be due to, you can sit in your office and sham for a day if you play it right, and you still get your check. Like you go to work, show up, you're gonna get paid for that day. If your ass work for yourself, unless you got stuff in the background that make money when you not working on it, if you ain't physically working and clocking dollars, then you ain't getting paid. So that's a big difference between entrepreneurship and corporate life. Is this where I'm at? What does love mean to each of us?
That's loaded too.
I feel like love is a choice. Also, love is like evolving. I think people think love is one thing, it has to be one way, and it's gonna stay that one way forever. But people do change, even though they say people don't change. I'm definitely not the same person I was when we met in 1999.
I'm the same OG.
I'm glad you're not. No, you're not. supposed to be looking that way when I did mine anyway. But yeah, like it's a choice and it's ever evolving and it should be unconditional. That's another thing. People put conditions like I love you if you are this way, if you stay this way, if you can do this for me, if we are in this level of life, blah, blah, blah. So with all those conditions and terms and all that, it's not it.
Yeah, it encompasses a lot. Mind, body, soul, spiritually, intellectually, sexually. There's a lot that goes into it. You have to love just certain things that change, like you said, evolve over time. It's not going to be. So, I mean, it's a lot of things. But I mean, the best way I can equate it, the man brain thing or whatever, is when I wake up and I say, I give my thanks and she's on my mind, and then when I go to bed, she's actually on my mind or whatever. So that's got to be a love type thing, that I would make sure that she has everything that she needs before my own self. It's like people do with their kids and their spouses and all that kind of stuff. That I make sure she has everything that she needs over my own self, because that's love. And the reciprocity that comes with that.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. How do you keep the flame alive after so many years?
Because I'm fire. They used to call me Candle Guy.
No, but what does Grandpa call you? Grandpa call you,
that's the D-Wade jersey, so Heat 3.
But he used to call you Flame or something like that.
Heat miser. you spice it up. Spontaneity, just little subtle things. The flowers just because it's Tuesday. Now it's plants just because it's Tuesday. Those have become a focal point. And just the simple things.
I feel like people have to realize that the flame don't just mean having sex.
Correct.
That's one of the things. Like everybody think like the fire and desire and all that is just all like in the bedroom or wherever in the house. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's not just that. And there's gonna be times and space and all of that where you're not lined up to have sex every 5 minutes. So you got to have other ways that keeps you like attracted and into and wanting to be around your partner that ain't just sexual. So I think that's what keeps the flame alive, is knowing that and growing that other part of the relationship, whatever that may be for that couple. Outside the bedroom intimacy.
Cosign.
Check. Okay. And last one. How does it feel to be married to and still in love with your high school sweetheart?
I mean, she cool.
Wow.
Especially because, during this COVID time, I mean, she's...
Oh, yeah, we had many conversations when we was in deep quarantine, because I know some people personally that don't want to be stuck in the house with their significant other and or their kids and or their pets. So, like, we would wake up every morning like, dang, I'm glad I'm stuck in the house with you, because if I was such and such couple, like, I'd be struggling right now, besides the fact there are also people who have domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I feel great. I was apprehensive back in the day because my parents were high school sweethearts that got married and also got divorced, which is why we took so long. Besides, we were very, very young. It was too young to get married at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we made sure that we were the ones we wanted to be with. That's also why we went to our colleges that we always wanted to go to, and then once we saw that was gonna work, we were like, okay, let's go to a neutral school and all of that. So I mean, I'm ecstatic. So, yeah, it's interesting.
And it's, I laugh when people try to discount the fact, well, how long have you guys been together? And you say, well, 21 years, or be 21 years or whatever. Well, no, how long have you been married? Well, this would be year 13. Okay, well, you guys have been together 13 years. Like, the dating phase doesn't go away just because...
If you're lucky, the dating phase doesn't go away. We still date each other, but not all couples
date each other. Well, I mean, everything that predated y'all getting married, we're still together.
You still got work to do to get to the marriage.
I think people say that, like, how long you guys been married? Well, we've been together since high school. We got married, after college, but... Okay, so like 13 or 14 years. Well, now there was 6 years that came before that.
And even if they want to be like that, And even if you just count 13 years, there's plenty of people that can't get to year 5
hours.
hell. Right, so
13 hours.
So
No, this ain't gonna work.
don't shade me,
So,
right?
But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I should say, 1999. I mean, if you think about it, like 1999. So it's pretty cool to me.
99 before the devil wrote 2000.
99 and 2000.
Yeah. So that was it. That was all the questions. It didn't take that long.
No, I didn't. But I'm hot.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's
And
how
I
keep
asked
the
you-
flame going.
No. And I asked you if you wanted me to turn the fan
But
on.
then you would have been cold.
I'm
See, that's
always
love.
cold.
Sacrifice over here, about to wide eye, pass out. I'm seeing rings.
You're seeing the ring light.
Oh, alright. So that's Mr. Gathousefitness, signing off. I should do the rest of that stuff.
What if I wanted you to do the rest of the stuff?
Well, the rest of the stuff is going to involve me going to cut on this fan and get something to drink.
Wow. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I have my plant tour video. It is not edited.
Oh, come on! We've been waiting on that.
Oh, and in that video, Preston has his special plant that he talks about.
We have absolutely been waiting on that.
And then there's some lock videos and some other stuff that have actually been filmed. I just haven't edited.
I have grown my locks already, waiting on that.
Edited. I hate saying edit. Edited. Anyways, so yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Preston almost fell. Preston almost fell. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Peace and love. Catch you next time.